Let me tell you about Sarah and Mike, a modern couple whose marriage wasn't quite what it seemed from the outside. Sarah was everything society celebrated, a powerful executive at a Fortune 500 company, breaking glass ceilings and making headlines. She wore her feminist ideals like armor, proving that women could indeed have it all. Well, almost all. Mike, her husband of 3 years, had agreed to be the one managing their beautiful suburban home. Initially, it seemed like the perfect arrangement. He'd left his marketing job, believing they'd have more time together. But Sarah's career kept soaring, and those promised dinner dates turned into cold leftovers and empty conversations. Their house, though immaculately maintained, felt more like a hotel than a home. The only constant presence besides Mike was Maria, their young housekeeper who came 3 times a week. She had a way of filling the silence with gentle humming and warm smiles that made the house feel alive again. It started innocently enough. Mike would make coffee for Maria when she arrived, and they'd share brief conversations about their days. He noticed how she actually listened, how her eyes didn't dart to a phone screen every few seconds. Unlike Sarah, who could barely spare 5 minutes without checking her emails. The tension built slowly, like a pot of water approaching its boiling point. One rainy Tuesday, while Sarah was at another conference in Boston, Mike found Maria crying in the laundry room. Her boyfriend had left her, and somehow comforting her turned into something more. Their lips met between the scent of fabric softener and the distant rumble of thunder. What started as a moment of weakness evolved into a dangerous dance. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday became an exercise in stolen glances and hidden touches. The guilt was there, of course, but it was overshadowed by the thrill of feeling wanted again, of being more than just a house husband. Sarah remained oblivious, too caught up in quarterly reports and board meetings to notice the change in her home's atmosphere. She'd come home late, kiss Mike's cheek absently, and retreat to their home office. Sometimes he wondered if she even remembered what day of the week it was. The affair with Maria became more than just physical. They shared stories, dreams, and fears. She told him about her family back in Colombia, and he confided his frustrations about his marriage. In those moments, wrapped in each other's arms in the guest bedroom, the world outside ceased to exist. There were close calls. Like when Sarah came home early one day with a migraine, and Maria had to hide in the pantry for an hour. Or when a neighbor noticed Maria's car parked longer than usual and mentioned it casually at a community barbecue. Each near discovery only added to the intoxicating mix of fear and desire. The biggest test came when Sarah announced she'd be working from home for a week. Mike and Maria had to be more careful, communicating through subtle gestures and meaningful looks. The risk made their rare moments alone even more intense, like stealing fire from the gods themselves. Months passed, and what should have been a temporary escape became a parallel life. Mike found himself living for those 3 days a week, measuring time between Maria's visits. He knew it was wrong, knew he should either end it or leave Sarah, but the thought of losing either world was unbearable. Sarah eventually got her promotion, becoming the youngest female CEO in her company's history. She was featured in business magazines, celebrated as a role model for working women everywhere. If only they knew that while she was shattering glass ceilings, her marriage was shattering at home. But here's the thing about secrets. They have a way of becoming comfortable, like well-worn clothes you can't bear to throw away. Mike and Maria's affair didn't end in dramatic discovery or tearful confessions. It continued, weaving itself into the fabric of their lives, becoming as routine as the morning coffee they still shared. And Sarah? She remained in her world of corporate success, perhaps choosing not to see what was happening under her own roof. Or maybe, just maybe, she had secrets of her own. After all, in this house of carefully maintained appearances, everyone had something to hide. The truth is, sometimes the most dangerous affairs aren't those that end in explosive revelations, but those that become a permanent shadow in the corner of ordinary life. They're the ones that remind us how easily we can live with our choices, no matter how wrong they might be.